All right, so I'm out here at Two Rivers. I'm going to do a preview course of Threat Level Midnight so you guys can kind of know what you're up against. And we're going to go ahead and get this started because I think they're getting ready to hold an event out here shortly in this morning. It's about 7:30, 7:45. So we're going to get going and see if we can get this preview done for you. Start my watch. And let's go. So this will be the start, where you'll start regardless of whether or not you're in a group. And you'll go up this non-official trail right here. It's a little bit wet right now. It's early in the morning. Clean off my lens up here. And then you're going to stop. Make sure that's clear so you guys can get good view. All right, so now this is where you'll enter into the single track really quick right off the start. This up here will lead us to a fork in the trail where you'll have to make a decision. And we're gonna take a left. Little punchy climb right here. Nothing for the e-bike, of course. Take a left. And this will lead us to Home Run. This section is very, very rollerish, I guess you could call it. Lots of little rollers. So if you can maintain your speed, it'll make this trail a lot easier. And if you watch up here, you'll be able to see what lines I choose to take, because there's going to be some rooty sections up here that will slow you down quite a bit. Go to the right. There we go. Down this. Now I do want to thank Mork for putting this on. I like to stay to the left. Sorry, switch topics. Left on that route section. I do want to thank Mork for putting on Threat Level Midnight. This is an amazing race, and I would recommend, if you can, do it with a group of friends. You can have teams of 2 to 3 people, and it's just so much fun. I would recommend 3 people. That way you have a buddy there to talk to. Now this section right here is a little tricky. I wouldn't normally recommend it, but I swing wide. Just makes it a little bit easier to get over that route. Now this is a nice open section of Home Run where you want to maintain your speed. You're going to have a really big climb coming up here. And then while we're out here in the open, let's go ahead and talk about Magic Shine. Huge thanks to them for being the main sponsor of this race. If you guys don't know, my name is Mike. I run the YouTube channel Run Bike Mike, and I have been working with Magic Shine for the last year and a half, reviewing a lot of their products, getting to know them quite a bit. Great company, great people, very, very friendly, and they make amazing lights. I've been fortunate enough to test the majority of their lights this year, and I definitely can give some recommendations. So if you're on the fence of which one to buy, I can recommend some for you if you'd like. And also, if you are planning on buying one, you can use the code RunBikeMike15 at checkout on the Magic Shine site. That'll get you 15% off. So that's really cool that they gave that code to me, so you guys can get a little bit of a discount. Now this is the climb section of Home Run, so be prepared to have your legs ready and your lungs ready. And here we're going to dive back into the woods. This section is really fun, but this can be really challenging with tired legs. That's why today I'm super appreciative of having my e-bike. I just did a ride at Fellows yesterday. Feeling a little sluggish, but this bike makes you feel superhuman. Now, I won't be racing this bike on the actual event, even though they do have an e-bike class this year, which is awesome. And always stay to the right on that section too. It's the smoothest. We're gonna pop out of the woods for just a second, and then we'll pop back in and make a left and then make a right. And we're getting close to leaving home run here. It's gonna be right up here just a little ways. Now, I do like to break this trail up into several sections. The first section being the start to this turn up here. So the start all the way down home run, all the way up to the right-hand turn we're going to be making right up here. And this will pop us out into the field. This looks like this might be the race course for the race that's going to be out here today. I guess it's a preview for that too. Make the right-hand turn, and then you bomb down this. I'm not sure what this trail is actually called, but this trail, if it's a nice full moon night with, make sure my lens is clean. If it's a nice full moon night, this section is really awesome. You really get to enjoy the stars in the sky and just shred through this. It's wet grass. I don't want it to cover up the lens. All right. Hopefully my breathing isn't too crazy for you guys. But I'm trying to cruise through this to not make this video super long. All right, you do this climb, and then up here is where the downhill drop-in is. We'll be going underneath that. Woo! That's so fun. There's one of our friendly squirrels. Now, if you're afraid of the dark, afraid of the woods at night, don't worry. There's no chupacabras, no Bigfoots, none of that stuff out here. As far as I know, haven't seen any. Just squirrels, occasional armadillo, and if you're really unfortunate, you may run into a skunk, but that's few and far between. And you may see some of our long-legged friends. We call those deers. They'll just stare at you like you are not supposed to be in their neighborhood at that time of night. All right, this section was redone last year, and they did a killer job on it. It used to be super rutted and not the best, but they have reworked it, and this section is fast and flowy. Woohoo! Got a berm here. We got one more coming up right up here. Now, I am doing all of this by memory, so I'm really hoping that I get these turns coming up. It's a pretty simple course. That's one of the things I liked about it last year. Not many turns. I think so far we've actually only technically done one turn. No, we made two decisions. The fork at the beginning, and then that last turn off of home run. And basically, you're really only going to have a couple more, but they're super easy to follow. Now, this section on a regular bike can be very challenging because it's uphill, a little bit of loose rock, and you'll have another section coming up that's got some switchbacks in an open field, which are going to be basically your last major climb of this course. The one thing I love about this course is how quick it is, and if you break it up into these sections, then you'll be through it pretty quick. I think people were finishing it in around 30 minutes to 50 minutes, all depending on your riding speed. Some people are crazy fast and some people are just cruising. But this section's really cool. Really enjoy it. Gives the legs a good workout. Come out into the opening up here. For whatever reason, this one is always hard for me to keep my line on that left-hand turn there. All right, and go under some old trees. Looks like they trimmed up this tree this year. This used to have a huge branch that you had to duck under. So that's nice. All right, here comes the switchbacks. Occasionally, you'll get to see some deers hanging out up here. They like to eat this grass. I've been out here a lot, seen them just chilling on each side of the berms here. Woo! That first one, you want to try to come in to that berm with a lot of heat so it shoots you out of it. And then this one, whew, you'll be sweating, you'll be climbing. But this is the last major climb of this trail, I believe. And within the last year, they opened up this section right up here, preventing you from having to climb up an even harder section, which is nice. Just going to dive into the woods here. We're going to hold this line for a while. Now back to your light setup. If you're going to be running lights, I learned the hard way that you should be running 2 lights, not just one. No matter how bright your light is, there is a limited amount of battery on a light. I was out here one day and had my light on and didn't realize that the battery was very low and it shut off on me. So that was interesting. Luckily I was right back there. There is a service road right back there that you can dive into. So no big deal, but from now on I am going to be riding with a helmet light and a light on my bike. And my preferred setup through Magic Shine is one of the Monteer series lights, which is their mountain bike specific lights for my handlebars. And then either the Ray 2600B or the Alpi 1500S for my helmet light. That's a killer setup. And if you wanted to spend a little bit less, you could even go with the Alpi 1500, but I would go with the 1500S because it's controllable via the app. All right, we're going to make our next turn. This is going to be connected. Ooh, I didn't like that one. Brakes. Take that right-hand turn there on the connector A. It's double signed, which is nice for this event. Whoever's racing this event, I want to say this is a youth event, but they're going to have a killer course here. This is my favorite section. You want to drop your seat down and hang on for the ride. Now, when you get down to the bottom here, you are going to have a really sharp right-hand turn, so be prepared for that. It is tricky, but they've done good work on it to make it a little bit easier. Here it comes. So we're going to make a right-hand turn. I like to swing really far left and then turn around. And then, yeah, this course that's marked out here is actually the actual course. Now we're going to make a left-hand turn and we're going to floor it. This is a Scout loop. This loop was made by an Eagle Scout, and it is my preferred warm-up loop out of all of them. Whenever I come out here by myself or with friends, I always ride this loop first, get my legs warmed up, and then I typically hit up home run. The fall colors are beautiful out here today. So if you guys are even on the fence about riding this route or riding this race, highly recommend it. It is so much fun. They have all kinds of things from food to drink to a fire pit, and just so many good people out here just having a blast, doing the things that they love. And like I said, Mork puts this on, and they do an awesome job. If you're not familiar with Mork, you definitely want to go check them out. And if you can, throw them some money. They do awesome work for our trail systems to keep us out here riding. All right, we're gonna fly through here, almost to the finish line. Hi guys. Yeah, I'm definitely glad I came out here early enough with this event going on. I forgot that it was happening. And then I believe you actually go up this way for threat level midnight, unless they've changed it a little bit, but I believe it does continue this route. If not, maybe one of my Mork friends can correct me on this, but I believe that was the direction we were supposed to go, right at that fork. And we're going to take a left here. And then you can get a little spicy with this part right here if you want. A little drop. It's cool to see all these people camping out here. And then you'll go up this section, which you'll see the finish line right up at the building up there. And then right about here is where you'll turn in, and this will be where the finish line is. You'll tie your knot and then be done. All right, so that was the route. It took about 17 minutes, I think, to complete that on the e-bike. Super fast, and that came in right under 3.8 miles. So I think I nailed it. I think I got the course exactly right, but we'll just have to see when I go back and look at the Strava route, but I believe that was correct. All right, guys, again, thanks to Mork for putting this on. Thanks to Magic Shine for sponsoring it. Don't forget, run Bike Mike 15 if you want to buy a light from Magic Shine on their website, magicshine.com. Save 15% off. And hit me up if you have questions about lights. I can answer just about every question you might have, considering I have been fortunate enough to actually review almost every light that they have. So, all right, guys, until the race, we'll see you later. Peace.